Hey, so today I want to talk to you about cosmic attractors and the non-linear flow of time. And both of these tie into each other, obviously. So we're told that time passes from past to future. And this is obviously, it's what our experience seems to be. But there are certain things that would bring that into question. And what I'm going to suggest is perhaps time doesn't pass from past to future. Maybe this is how it appears in our day-to-day existence as limited physical beings. But perhaps time flows from past and future into an ever-present flickering moment that continuously arises fresh, like a bubble, continuously bubbling. And from this point of present moment, there is an apparent past behind us that we can look back on and reflect on through memory. And there appears to be a future ahead of us with many possibilities. So in each moment we make choices, we think thoughts, we have interactions. And these days I view us, humanity, animals, plants, the non-humans, as points of condensed consciousness, and in our interactions, in our thoughts, we're like vibrations that are continuously radiating out vibrational patterns. So we're living in amongst an interference pattern, continuously rippling off of each other, impacting on each other, being inspired or triggered by ripples coming from other people. So we're like these experiences of vibration passing through a field with many other apparent beings also giving off ripples, vibrations, and these are continuously penetrating and interpenetrating each other and inspiring, triggering, all sorts of stuff. It's messy. I think we can all attest to that. But basically, from the moment of now, I appear to have a future, and I make choices as to which way that's going to go, sometimes conscious, sometimes unconscious. But what I'm suggesting is, in this moment of possibility, I have I have infinite possible futures. But there's a chance that maybe all of those futures have already happened, and it just depends which one I'm aligned with. So a cosmic attractor is something that Terence McKenna coined the phrase, and it's a significant point in the future that we are online with. We're on track for that future, and it's a significant event. It could be a tragedy, it could be a beautiful event. The instance when I saw it very, very clearly was I was having an awakening type of experience, and it showed me its ripples. So as I had my eyes closed, and it showed me it's coming. It flashed many memories from the previous months leading up to that day, to the point where somebody even actually said, 1st of March is going to be a very significant day for you. But other than that, that was a very blatant one. But other than that, there were many, many other occasions. It was lines in a book I was reading that just stood out. Bits of dreams, bits of conversation that I would have in the day to day, and it was just flashing this one, this one, this one. This was a ripple, this was a ripple, this was a ripple. And I saw all of its ripples as I led towards that happening, that moment. And now I understand those ripples. We call them omens, and they are, it takes a certain discernment to learn to recognize them. That's why I guess in the days of old it was shamans and wise people that would see the omens. But anyone can learn to see omens. It's just recognizing their quality, recognizing their highlightedness. And even sometimes you can have a cosmic attractor coming to you or in your line, and I'm giving the opinion that we have the choice to change direction. But I'm not entirely sure this is so. Free will, predestined, I don't know. I guess my own belief, my own feeling about this is that maybe we don't have free will. Maybe everything has already happened, but we absolutely must behave as if we have complete free will. We must behave as if we have free will. Whether we do or not, I don't think it's actually important, but I think it's essential we behave as if we do. So when these cosmic attractors are coming towards us, one could be the biggest one would be our death, our coming death. And whether this can be averted or not is irrelevant, but I get the feeling this is why wise people of old, indigenous cultures of old, they knew when their time was up, they knew when their time was coming, because they were subtle enough in their perception to recognize these ripples coming. So to recognize omens is to recognize this quality, and it's a subtle quality, but my only way to describe it is it's like it's highlighted, it's somehow highlighted. And whether we can do anything about it or not, I'm not sure. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about, was prophecy. Many people these days are having mind-altering experiences with plant medicines, and quite often we foresee a future event, or we foresee something that is coming. And I think one that we could all agree to is the sense of impending cataclysm that's coming. This sense that the modern world is quite definitely coming to the end of a cycle. And I think on plant medicines, psychedelics, meditation, even mundane life, many people are feeling this. And this could be a huge cosmic attractor for all of humanity. But prophecy, when we are in an altered state of awareness and we have an insight that something is going to happen, it's really important that we don't get attached to the fact that's going to happen. The idea of prophecy, the idea, the power of these future flashes is not that they're going to happen. It's the impact they have in that moment. The impact they have on us in that moment affects us. It changes our direction, perhaps. It changes our behavior. So when I was younger, I had an experience like this, and I was absolutely certain something was going to happen. And I placed all my focus in that future event rather than in my response to what was going on in each moment leading up to it. And I now understand this is what's relevant. The future event may or may not happen. And when we get attached to it and grasp to it, that can really mess us up, because quite often it won't happen, and it doesn't happen. Or it happens in a way that we couldn't possibly imagine. So prophecy and future insights are not to say this is going to happen. It's to show you something and have an impact. It might be a complete bullshit event. There might be no future event that's going to even happen. But the plant spirits or the ancestors or whatever it is that comes to us during these experiences gives us this insight or this vision in order to impact us and to change direction, to change something that's present within us. So if any of you do have visions of future occurrences, please try not to get entangled and attached in that future event, but really bring your attention to here and now and how you're responding, because the impact it has on you is what's important. A good example for this would be a tarot reading. I am sure many of you have had tarot readings, and basically a tarot reading or any sort of reading of divination is a reading in that moment. And you can sit and you can have a tarot reading, and as you're receiving that reading, it might impact you so intensely that you change direction in that reading, and you could do another tarot reading immediately afterwards, and it could be completely different, because the impact of that reading has already changed your direction from the path that you were on, whether it was through following something or chasing something blindly or walking into a trap. What was revealed to you changes your direction, and you're no longer on that course, you're on another course. So it could be the same with cosmic attractors. A cosmic attractor might make itself known to you and ripple to you. And if you're able to see it, and if we do have free will, who knows, there's the capacity to shift direction and avert that from happening. And again, with the future of Earth and humanity and all the beings upon it and all the so-called non-sentient beings, nature, trees, all the living beings on the earth, we are heading towards something. But the only thing I'm sure of is I simply do not know how or what it's going to look like. And I think it was in a Hopi prophecy that they said how we respond, how we behave as we come up to this event will greatly affect the event itself. And this is what I think is really important, is that all of us in our day-to-day lives we need to be so present, we need to be so centered in our heart. Every time we go out into chaos, we really need to come back and be as integral as we can, be as steady in our heart as we can, and respond to life as truly and as authentically as we can. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this talk. Please subscribe if you'd like to be notified of more, and I will see you next time.